So in last class I told you I am referring this textbook. These are the page numbers I referred. And our first topic is, or our first controller is pressure controller. So please note, in distillation tower we are separating the volatile component from non-volatile component. So actually we are doing that by using the difference between the characteristics of the component present in that particular mixture. Okay, one is the thermal balance, and the most important one is that balance will be affected with respect to the change in pressure. So we need to maintain the pressure constant. So in all distillation tower, the most important one is either we have to control the pressure or we have to control temperature. Okay, so normally we are controlling pressure. Okay, so please note why we are controlling pressure. Otherwise the variation of pressure will upset the control of that distillation tower or the equilibrium condition of the distillation tower. Okay, so in order to avoid that, in order to reduce the change in equilibrium condition, we need to maintain the pressure constant. Or if you are controlling temperature, the most important one is we have to use the pressure compensated temperature measurement. That is very important. Means the temperature measurement must be compensated for pressure variation if you are using temperature. So that one is a complicated one, temperature controller. So normally we are using this particular one, pressure controller. Okay, so now how to set the pressure or how to find the set point. We can't find the exact value of pressure, but one condition is very important if you are setting the pressure value. That is what will happen if the pressure is very large inside the distillation tower. If the pressure is very large, what will happen? So above the from the top point we are taking vapor to the condenser. Am I correct? So the top portion of the distillation tower and that pipeline that is connecting distillation tower and the accumulator. Here we have distillation tower and here we have an accumulator. So the distillation tower and accumulator are connected with each other through a condenser. So definitely condenser will provide some potential means pressure difference, but it will be constant. So almost we can say the variation of this one is affected, the variation of pressure inside this one is affected by variation of pressure inside the accumulator and vice versa, both are interrelated. Okay, so the most important one is if this pressure is very large, means if the pressure inside the distillation tower or pipeline or accumulator, anyone, if it is very large, what is happening to the condensation? So overhead vapor is easily condensed. We can't condense all vapor part. We have to condense the volatile component, non-volatile component only. But if pressure is very low, the volatile component is also condensed. So that we have to avoid. So pressure must not be that much high. Okay. Now at bottom portion what we have? At the bottom portion we have liquid. That one is passed through reboiler. Okay. Reboiler. And we have a boiler, that one is recirculator. Am I correct? So this liquid, so I told you inside the distillation tower we have bottom part we have liquid and top part we have vapor. So if distillation pressure is large, means that one is actually due to this vapor. So if it is, as it is a closed vessel, this vapor pressure will increase the pressure of this liquid pressure. So this liquid pressure is actually equal to the liquid head plus this pressure, overhead pressure. Is it okay? So what is happening if this pressure is small? If this pressure is very small, then even that non-volatile component is also vaporized. We want the volatile component must be evaporated, not non-volatile component. We need to convert that volatile component to vapor, not non-volatile component. But if pressure is small, that non-volatile component is also vaporized. So that we have to avoid. So the pressure must be in between these two extreme pressure. The pressure must not be very large, pressure must not be very small. It is between these two conditions. Is it okay? So the set point of pressure must be this one. Now, So now we are going to discuss about pressure controller. We need to discuss about 4 different types of pressure controllers. Okay, first one is column pressure control with liquid distillate and inert. Okay, this is a common name, column pressure controller. The distillate is liquid. So from here we are taking the product from the bottom portion. This is bottom portion. So from this side we are taking the liquid, and inert is also present. In top side we have vapor. Here also we have vapor in this pipeline. So in that pipeline, inert is also present. That is not negligible. Okay. So at that point, how to control this column pressure? That is our discussion. So we are discussing about the column control pressure with distillate and inert. Okay. So this one is a setup. So here you can see the distillation pressure is measured here. So column pressure is measured, and by using that pressure, PRC1 is controlling this control valve. Okay, so this is PCV1. So by using PT, PRC1 is controlling PCV1 valve. So we have to know what is happening if you are controlling this. Okay, so for the purpose, say start from this control valve. What is happening if we are closing this control valve? So this valve is closed. Okay, so this valve is closed. So what will happen? This condenser is continuously working. So condenser is continuously working with a fixed condense means cooling liquid. Then what will happen? The condensation rate is constant. The condensation of non-volatile component is constant here. But if you are closing this valve, the flow rate through this valve will decrease. Means the liquid level inside this pipeline, that is in this particular pipeline, will increase. If you are closing this control valve, the liquid level inside this pipeline will increase. Slowly it will cover up the heat exchanger area inside the condenser. What is happening if this heat exchanger area is decreased? Actually, the heat transition is happening due to a number of factors. One is temperature of this cooling liquid, flow rate of this cooling liquid, both are constant here, but now heat transfer area is decreased. So if heat transfer area is decreased, means definitely the condensation rate will decrease. Condensation rate is decreased means vapor part will increase, means vapor pressure will increase. Okay, so if you are closing this valve, heat transfer area, so we can say heat transfer area, that is increase, up arrow means increase. Okay, this is closed, so heat transfer area is increased, so this pressure will increase. Vapor pressure or the column pressure will increase because this one is openly connected, this pipeline and distillation tower. So the column pressure will increase if you are closing this control valve. So now you can say what we have to do if this column pressure is small. Tell me. If this column pressure is small, what we have to do? Very simple, close this control valve. Why? If this pressure is small, then the PT will sense a small value here. So with respect to that small value, PRC will try to close this control valve. So this control valve is closed if PT is giving a small measurement, so that the heat transfer condensation rate is constant. So heat transfer area will decrease. Heat transfer area will decrease, means more area is covered by the condensate liquid. So heat transfer area is heat transfer area is decreased here. Heat transfer area is decreased. Okay, so with respect to the decrease of heat transfer area, a very small amount of heat energy is transferred from vapor to this cooling liquid, means more and more vapor is not converted, so vapor pressure will increase. Okay, so please note here a small mistake. Once again, if pressure is small here, if the current pressure or measurement is small, if measurement is small, then PRC is closing this control valve. So this valve is closed so that the heat transfer area is decreased. Why? Because the liquid level inside the condenser is increased, so heat transfer area is decreased, which will increase the vapor pressure. So that is the operation required. Okay. Similarly, what we require if this pressure is large? What about this measurement is large? If this measurement is large, then PRC will open this control valve. So the condensate generated here is removed through this valve. So the liquid level inside this condenser will decrease. So heat transfer area is increased. So with respect to the heat transfer area, more and more vapor is condensed. So the amount of vapor will decrease, means vapor pressure is decreased. Is it okay? So please note, if the column pressure is small, close the control valve to decrease the heat transfer area inside the condenser so that vapor pressure is increased. And if column pressure is small, or means measurement is large, means column pressure is large, then open the control valve so that the liquid tapped inside the condenser is removed so that the heat transfer area is increased, so that more and more vapor is converted to liquid. So vapor pressure will decrease. So this one is the operation of this control loop. Okay, so that one is explained here. So now this part, I told you inert is present. What is the characteristics of inert? How we are setting this pressure inside this pressure? How we are setting this pressure? This pressure must be less than a particular value. Means if pressure is high, what will happen? The both volatile component and non-volatile component both are converted to liquid. We need to convert the non-volatile component only. There is no need to convert the volatile component. So pressure is normally less than the required pressure required to condense the volatile component. Am I correct? So if this pressure is increasing, what will happen? If this pressure is increasing, definitely that volatile part also may condense. So we have to avoid that. So that one is achieved by using this particular controller. But this inert is an important threat to this controller. What is the problem? Inert will not condense. That one is a non-condensable gases. So normally, due to that very small density, it will ascend this pipeline. So normally inert gas will be present somewhere here. So if inert is continuously present, what is the problem? It will cover the area of, means it will a coating of inert gas is formed above the heat transfer area surface. So it will affect the heat transaction, heat conductivity. That one is affected if that film is formed. So as the large amount of inert must be avoided. And I told you inert is not condensed, first thing, and due to density, normally it will lie above this condenser, above this region. Is it okay? Means if you are continuously feeding liquid, and if it is continuously converted to vapor and liquid here, so in this vapor portion continuously inert gas is formed. So slowly the amount of inert will increase, and that increase in inert is sufficient to increase the pressure continuously. Okay, so please note a small increase in pressure that we can control by using this loop. But what is happening if the pressure is continuously increased due to this inert? Then this pressure measurement will be very large. Pressure measurement will be very large. So what is happening if this pressure measurement is very large? If this pressure measurement is very large, PRC will try to open this control valve. A maximum control signal, this one will send. A maximum control signal. I can't say maximum or minimum control signal. It will try to open this control valve fully. This control valve opening will be fully. Whether it is a maximum control signal or minimum control signal, it is depending upon whether this control valve is a normally closed control valve or normally open control valve. Can you guess the type of that control valve? Normally closed control valve means if the control signal is failed due to some reason, if this control signal is failed, the control valve is closed, so heat transfer area is reduced, so vapor pressure will increase, so distillation pressure will increase quickly, and that pressure is sufficient to blast this distillation tower. So this one must be a normally open. Okay, so don't provide normally open control valve. Sorry, normally closed control valve. This one must be a normally open valve. So normally open valve means if this pressure is very large, I told you we have to open this valve. So this is normally open. So we have to give a very small control signal. So if pressure is very large, by giving a very small control signal, this valve is open. So extra high measurement means this control signal will be very close to 3 psi. Okay, so if it is very close to 3 psi, this VPSC is activated. Okay, so if this signal is 3 psi, VPC will open this control valve. Please note, if PRC is giving a very small signal, or if PRC is giving a signal to open this control valve to 100%, then VPC will also open the second control valve. It is known as VPCV2 to 100%. This valve is this control action is an on-off control action, this particular one. So if PRC is giving an extreme low control signal, VPC will open the vent control valve. So I told you normally inert gas is present above this region. So if you are opening this control valve, major portion of inert gas is removed. Why? Because if pressure is extremely large means the presence of inert gas is more here. Okay, so that one is removed. So that we can remove that vent to atmosphere, we have to collect the volatile component present in this vent. So we have to pass this vent through some cooler or something. That one is not shown here. Okay, so this is the operation of column pressure control with liquid, distillate and inert. Okay, so two operations. First one, by using this PT measurement, this control valve is controlling the distillation pressure. So please note, the measurement is distillation pressure. What we are manipulating? We are manipulating the condensation rate. We are manipulating the condensation rate. Okay, so small pressure means valve is closed so that the pressure is increased, and if valve measurement is large, valve is open so that the heat transfer area is increased, so the vapor pressure is decreased. But extreme large pressure inside the this column means this measurement is extremely large, and as we are using normally open valve, this PRC will give very small signal, something very close to 3 psi or equal to 3 psi. So if it is very close to 3 psi, then VPC will activate, or VPC will open the second control valve, that is VPCV2. If it is away from this 3 psi, then VPC will close this one, because this one is an on-off control action. Okay, so this is the thing. So please note, actually the vapor pressure inside this one is depending upon one more factor, the liquid level inside this accumulator. Why? Say for a time being, say this, if this liquid level is constant, then the top area, that is where vapor is residing, that one is also constant. So if vapor area is constant, or this volume of that vapor, if it is constant, then the vapor pressure will not be affected due to this volume. But what is happening if this liquid level is decreased? If this liquid level is decreased, then vapor pressure is affected by this variation also. So our control action will be complicated, means this control action will become an inaccurate control action, or this control loop here will be an inaccurate control loop if this liquid level is also varying. So what we have to do, to improve the accuracy of this control loop, this vapor pressure must not be sensitive to this liquid level. How? By maintaining this liquid level constant. So for the purpose, liquid level inside the accumulator is measured. Okay, so liquid level inside this one is measured. So this I told you, this is liquid distillate, this is reflux, and this is distillate. So this distillate flow rate is manipulated to maintain the liquid level constant. Is it okay? So please note, liquid level inside the accumulator must be constant. Otherwise, the vapor pressure will depends upon both the condensation rate and the liquid level inside the accumulator. So in order to avoid that, in order to avoid the multivariable, otherwise we have to implement multivariable control. That is a difficult one. So in order to avoid that, this liquid level is maintained constant. Okay. So if you are considering this controller, the pressure is depending only on the condensation rate. If you are maintaining liquid level constant. Okay. So that is the purpose of this liquid level. Okay. So now, here we discussed about the second controller. So I told you this is an on-off controller. Okay.